She was a phenomenal nurse. So first and foremost, you have to come back to her reputation as a nurse. But she rose through the ranks. That's the thing that I think she stands out for. That's where she was able to have an impact. Immensely modest person, very, lots of humility. You had to eke out of her the things that she'd achieved in her life and career. It was all about everybody else. Fannie gave her life to nursing. It was her life, and the hospital was her home. She'd have lived in the nurse's home, on site. Her social life, her friends would have all been about nursing.
And it was while she was in hospital, I saw a hand on the pale blue bed sheets, and I said, "Fannie, can I take a photograph of your hand?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "Could I sculpt it?" And she said she'd be delighted. And I knew that I had a piece of rock, a piece of stone in my workshop that had a hand in it. I had actually thought it was two hands on top of each other, but when I went back into the workshop, I thought I could put a hand in that. And I feel that the stone has actually, it's kind of absorbed my emotion. It's a convergence. It's a convergence of my personal experience, what's in the stone, current times, because it was COVID, and now when it's come to be exhibited, it's exhibited in the Cathedral cloisters for celebrating the 75th NHS anniversary.
I went down and spent some time with her on the ward, and as we often do, held her hands. So when the opportunity to acquire her hand came up, you can imagine this almost like visceral response that here was this hand that I'd had the privilege to hold. It just felt really special. I just felt that this would inspire people. And the more I talked and reached out to people, to my chief nurse, and everyone was like, "We've got to get it, we've got to get it."
Yeah, I love the contradiction between her vulnerability and the vulnerability of the hand, looking at the hand, and the solidity of the stone. I could see it so clearly. It didn't take me as long as most pieces to do. It was like a flood of expression because I knew exactly what I wanted it to look like. It is her hand, but it's not perfect. If you were to scrutinise it, there are fracture lines on the alabaster, but it all adds to it. I aim for perfection, whatever that is, but when I reach the point where the stone feels like it's moving in its own right and has a life of its own right, whether it's got imperfections in it or not, I keep it because that's when the life's coming into it.
But she knew everything about life. She was so in touch with what it was like to be a nurse these days. I just hope nurses will read Fannie's story and feel proud. I feel really proud.
I think Fannie would be very proud. She'd be very, very proud but marginally embarrassed.